What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Mordheim, City of the Damned. My name is Splattercat. Stoked to have you here today as we hang out for a little while, and we got some points to allocate. There are allocations to be done just as there were the last time I started the game on up. I tend to keep this same structure no matter how we play. I have like the beginning where we mess around with our points, and then after that we go into battle. We probably want to start working on the next storyline mission pretty soon. I'm kind of dreading it. I don't like the storyline missions very much. They tend to be a lot. Just too much of a lot for me. I'm not even really sure how to describe it other than that. But the storyline missions just tend to be kind of a downer, and they tend to be a little bit tedious and things like that. And so anyways, I tend to avoid them. I don't play them on any of my other campaigns either. I tend to just do the random battles over and over and over again. But because this is a series on YouTube, I would assume that at some point we're probably going to want to make an attempt at that. I'll take a look at the different point values that they've assigned to it a little bit later to try and figure out if maybe our warband is in the place that it needs to be in order to properly knock that one down. For you, sir, I'm going to say to go with a little bit more leadership, I guess. All alone checks are still at 56. Terrors at 50. Yeah, it's going to be more and more important. Now that we have impressives on the battlefield a lot more often, I'm thinking that having fear checks taken care of might be a good idea. Everybody else good to go? I'm not seeing a lot of other points. This guy over here looks like he's trying to get it done. I'm going to keep going with leadership because, frankly, if you get a terror check when you're fighting against an impressive, which happens really, really often, and you fail it, you lose like all of your offensive points, and so unfortunately it becomes very difficult to run your mouth and be as offensive as possible. On this big guy, Dougie, we got that covered, and then Dougie has something else that we need to equip. At the end of the last episode, we ended up with a purple great hammer, which is going to be gnarly as shit held in Dougie's hands. So anyways, I'm still waiting on, so there's halberd. Somebody said that there was a rifle-y thing in here? Hold on a second. Somebody said there was a rifle up in the store, and I don't know if they've reset it already or if they bypassed it or what happened here. Oh yeah, there is a hunting rifle right there, but it's white quality. So that's an issue. I probably won't equip it just because a white quality weapon is never a suitable replacement for a blue or a purple quality weapon. It's a fat damage nerf. I wouldn't recommend it. So you can see right here, you can't use it anyways. Let's go take a look real fast. Let's see. It goes on this guy. So he's got the crossbow. And from what you can tell, his crossbow does 26 to 30. It costs the same amount of strategy points. That's actually fairly close. It might be a side grade. He's losing point value for it, though. The crossbow's got the same range. And more or less the same damage. Interesting. It's a tough call. We'll have him play around with the rifle for a little bit just because you haven't seen it yet. And this is one of the premier weapons that the Reichland mercenaries get. However, in general, I wouldn't recommend replacing... Would not recommend replacing blue gear with white gear most of the time because it tends to be a fairly linear upgrade as far as the game is concerned. I think that's going to be just about it for everybody that we have over here. I think I need to bypass a day, though. So let's go ahead and do that. Warband is hale and hardy. There's nothing to report. Do we have a smuggler's thingy that needs to go through? No, but we do have 217 warpstone. Let's have a look at the campaign map. We'll take a look at the... So for bookworms, the rating has to be 1,200. And we've got 17. I think we could probably pull that one out. Let's see what our options are right now. Both warbands are scattered. I don't like Haunter in the Darkness. Wow, they were really feeling Haunter in the Darkness on this one, weren't they? Yikes. That's one of those other little changes I would get to, is that they shouldn't have two of the same mission. Like Haunter in the Darkness, I tend to bypass it by default just because the random deployment of the scattered makes it really, really random. Sometimes you get a really good position and you route the AI on like the first turn, and sometimes they get a really, really nice position. It's just unpredictable, to be honest, and so you don't know if you're signing up for an ass whipping or if you're going to be the one dishing out the ass whooping. None of these are looking sexy to me, so I'm just going to bypass and do something else. Oh, really? The market just came back through. What do they have for us? They got anything interesting? We got a purple helmet, which I do think, there's a joke in there somewhere. I do think we should probably buy that right away. Just square away and get that up front. I'm still not seeing, unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything like a purple halberd or a blue halberd or anything like that, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I think we could probably slap the purple helmet on somebody like Dougie. Actually, the absorption doesn't go up. It looks like you just get more resistances, interestingly enough. Huh, I thought you got more armor absorption. That's disappointing. Alright, well, purple helmet on you, I guess. And then I think our leader probably already has a blue helmet, right? So we'll save this one for our next leader. And so there it is. Their stun resistance should be up by quite a bit, although his stun resistance, what is it, 23%? Oh, that's actually not that good. I thought his stun resistance was better than that. Intelligence problems. Intelligence problems. Alright, so we got a brutal good good. We got a hard average poor. Wow, they're just not throwing it to us, are they? These are not missions that I feel like undertaking. I could probably play a brutal out. It just sort of depends. Like, I don't think that would be a terrible call. But it really sort of depends, like, what army we play up against and things like that. I kind of wish we had a hard in here that had, like, a good on it somewhere, because I don't feel like good balances out brutal. Like, I'd look for an exceptional if I'm going to take the chance on a brutal mission. Huh. Alright, let's go for a walk in the fog, I guess. And then we'll bring pretty much everybody. I mean, the standard force is perfectly fine. Okay, so let's dive into the Noble's Quarter and see what we got here. I don't think we're up against anything too nasty, so we got Dougie all in here. Okay, so I know this map. I know vaguely where we are. We'll probably convene right here and go through the building. Maybe go after some of this warpstone over here. See if we can wrangle ourselves a couple of bonus items before we leave. Actually, it might be worth it to go up and over this way. Maybe fight over here. We're playing against another Reichland mercenaries troop, so should be cool. I think we should be perfectly fine here. I keep hitting caps lock. I was like, why is my map not closing? I'll probably just deploy people like so, like down the line. Yeah, and I mean, that should be perfectly okay. I don't see any reason to really focus too heavily on deployment on these maps. These maps are arguably probably the most fair ones, and in fact, for like PvP matches and stuff like that, this would be the map that I would prefer because it gives you more than enough time to set up and kind of figure out what you want to do. Like, if you want to play turtles, you can do that. If you wanted to go out and be like an eagle or a hawk and be like, Bishka! And take somebody out, you can do that. That was a little too close to a chicken. Like, it got a little close. Like, I think there was two different impressions merging on over right there. And I'm not positive which one was dominant. However, one thing at a time. It's weird how he has like metal shoulder guards but doesn't wear anything else. He's our dodge specialist from what I recall. I don't know where the enemy's going to be set up at. They'll probably just run right at us like mode like they always do. It's usually in your best interest against the AI to turtle. That tends to be what I recommend just because the AI is kind of dumb about stuff like that. And they will run like right into your firing line over and over and over again if you let them. I'll probably just spread people out a little bit. And actually, there's nothing in that way. Never mind. And it's important to note that in multiplayer, I don't think you can redo your turn like this to scout. I'm thinking it might be... They're over there, huh? Okay. This is not a bad choice right here. This little central area might be doable. I'm going to go ahead and start putting archers up on top of this thing right here. And if we can get the fight to convene at this spot, I think we should be able to mash our way through it pretty quickly. Should be able to send them home in bags fairly rapidly. Because bags are the best method for random distribution of objects. When you're giving something to somebody, you got to put it in a bag. Put it in a bag. That's the secret. That's what makes a good gift great. Box, overrated. Overly rhombic. Not really required. Too many corners. Too many edges. Too hard. What you need is a good round, just kind of amorphous sack to hold whatever it is you're giving to somebody. Okay. So we've got Leopold Hollema. Leopold Hollema. Is there anything upstairs here that you want? No, there's nothing upstairs there that he wants. There's nothing ever that Leopold Hollema wants. Probably just drop him in right there. The upside to the rifle is that it has crazy... It's basically the crossbow of the rifles. I really don't know how else to put it. This guy has... What does he have? Like a handgun? Okay. That's cool. I'm not even... Oh, he got befuddling fumes, too. They're probably not going to last long enough for him to actually get a shot off. But what befuddling fumes do is they make you better at ranged attacks, so whenever they happen to one of your archers, you should be stoked about it. You should be like, "Aw, yeah, the coals of my passion have begun burning. The heat is rising!" On this side, I may have some of these guys sweep south and see if we can't get a good look at this field of warpstone over here. See if there's anything that looks, yeah, delicious, nutritious, or otherwise like something that we want. I need to play The Witcher 3. I got The Witcher 2 done finally. Actually, I was really disappointed with The Witcher 2. I actually didn't find the game to be that good. Sounds like blasphemy, but I like the first Witcher better. I felt like a lot of the steps they took in Witcher 2 are a lot worse than Witcher 1. I didn't like how you had to rest to drink a potion. Like, what I liked about The Witcher 1 was how it was really fast-paced and how he would pull bottles, like, off of his little bandolier and drink them mid-combat while doing, like, rolls over stuff. Like, I thought that was really action-packed and awesome, and then I think them removing that removed a really, really badass kind of portion of what made The Witcher badass. It removed a badass portion of what made The Witcher so cool. There we go. I can do that sentence better. It's never, if you have to restate yourself in life, it's never a bad idea to do so. If you think you can do it better the second time around, it takes like, what, minimum of like 10 seconds for you to restate a sentence if you did it wrong the first time. I usually just prefer to go back and do it again. It's a life skill. Sometimes you can be like, I can explain this better. It's good for conflict resolution too. So is his ambush stance like not working right now? That's weird. When I click his ambush stance, it lags the game out. Wonder what that's caused by. I was gonna leave him in his normal stance. That's such an odd thing. This game has so many weird little rough edges. Like, there's so many oddities in this game that are just like, why does that work the way that it works? Like, why is that a thing? Most of it, I think, is just a lack of polish, in all fairness. The game is... I like the game a lot. I play it a ton, but I'll be the first to admit that I'm not a fanboy. Like, there are definite little things in this game that needed to be fixed before the game released in 1.0. I think that's probably the big thing, is that if they had just said that the game was still in early access, they'd probably get away with a lot of the little stuff, but I think they released a little too early. It's a pretty common indie mistake. I don't know if they were having financial issues or what, but the early release, I would have waited till they ironed out a few more of the problems, because the game definitely has, like that right there, when you go into ambush stance, the game lags out and drops down to like 30 frames for some reason. Like, that's such an odd thing. Like, why is that happening? I have no answer for you. I'm not a coder. I'm not a programmer. I know nothing about nothing. All I can tell you is that this feels weird. I also say that when I go to the supermarket and I touch all of the produce and all of the wares that they're going to be saying, this feels weird. Poke the hog's feet. This feels weird. Never had hog's feet. Not something. Never had hog maw either, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I've had menudo, which is tripe. I've had menudo on several occasions. And interestingly enough, there's menudo that's good and there's menudo that's bad. And there's very little in between it. Like, either somebody, I would say it's binary. Like, either somebody knows how to make menudo or they don't. Like, there's no such thing as like a tolerable C- menudo. It's either awful or it's amazing. It's one or the other, and most of it has actually been pretty awful that I've had. I've had decent menudo on occasion, but it's always cooked by somebody's grandma. It's never from like a restaurant. I've never found a restaurant that makes good menudo. It's always menudo at a friend's house with like one of their family members. There we go. And so we'll just have a little firing line up here. We'll have to be careful about the way, like, for example, since he goes first in the turn, probably don't want him to be in the corner like this. I probably should have left him over there just in case. They should be on their way in. I don't think we have a visual. Basically, what I'm going to have Dougie do is he's going to sweep down, or not. That's cool. Whatever. 90% climb chances are pretty sweet. I like those. I'll probably set him up by this window over here. The rifle has a ridiculous range, and I think they actually nerfed it in one of the last patches, because I've noticed when I'm playing by myself that I'm getting sniped a lot less often by marksman rifles. Back in, like, I guess 2 patches ago, the marksman rifle, I think it had a much longer range where they could shoot you from, like, here all the way to, like, past the tree way over there with it. It was a super wild weapon. Like, it was really, really good. If you had, like, 3 of them in your team, you were guaranteed to get at least a couple shots off before the enemy came anywhere near you if you could climb up into the attic of some building somewhere. That being said, it feels modified to me now. I'm going to go pick up some of this stuff real fast. I see no reason why we shouldn't at least profit while we're here. Not to be confused with profitize. Profitizing, yes, we do believe in the good works of Sigmar, but let's be quiet about it, shall we? Sometimes people just want to be left alone. They don't want to deal with You know, Sigmar's bullshit right now. They don't want to feel guilty. Because frankly, that's what the majority of religion feels like to me. It's like, ah, well, just feel guilty. It'll be fine. I don't really want that wordstone fragment. Not even a little bit. Not even slightly. Oh, man, that's going to lock his movement, too. Okay. So if we were to get into a fight down here in the south, what I would recommend is we should probably have the person disengage and try and go back over here. He's unfortunately in a piss-poor position right now. How's that for alliteration? That's a big-ass cheese that somebody left on that right there. It's all rotted and gross now, too. You can't rot the cheese. Cutting the cheese is fine, but rotting the cheese, it's wasteful. You gotta be careful about it. I don't know where I should leave half of these guys. Fanning out and taking a look and seeing if maybe we've got visuals on somebody around here. Looks like we got an archer over there, and there's some serious warpstone on this side. They could turn this from like a B+ mission into like an A+. Anytime I pick up even one cluster, I assume it's been a good mission. I was hoping I'd have a little bit more time to have somebody sweep the block, but you know, sometimes it doesn't go like that. So anyways, let's get people gathered up. The way that I'd prefer to do it is to create kind of like a pinch zone right here, so that these guys could fire over their heads into the melee, and people won't be able to pass. Now this area is fairly porous. I think that by and large it's going to be fairly easy for people to just like mash their way into without too many problems. Oh, we got more over there too. So it might be a reasonably decent idea. Dougie, go back over here. Is it just the archer over there, or are they coming up from... Oh, they're coming up from that way, too. Okay. Dougie, go back from whence ye came. If you can fit through here, that'd be fantastic good. And so what I prefer to actually do is just have Dougie right here. Wait for them to come to us. These little choke zones should be absolutely fantastic for taking a little bit of the guff out of this first charge. Befuddling fumes again right there. I actually didn't see what I stepped on, so he's got double befuddling fumes right now. His ranged hit chance is off the charts. Unfortunately, actually I think he does have a ranged weapon that we equipped way back in the day. I'm gonna pick up some wordstone here while I'm already in the neighborhood. I mean, we might as well get it done. And then the way that I'd prefer it actually is we'll start guarding some of these doors. Just in case they try to mash through. Like I said, this area is Swiss cheesed with random buildings that are able to give the enemy access to us, and so I think they're probably going to flood through. They've got a huge advantage when it comes to striking from random like surrounding areas, whereas we've got the advantage in a fortified position. So both sides have little things that they're able to work with right now. Pan around a little bit and see if there's anything that I can see here. They might not be coming for us. I don't know. I'll take Dougie out on the next turn and we'll have a look at him and we'll see if maybe we can vent some of these frustrations out into the grave. Oh, really? You got topside. Interestingly enough, I don't think we're going to have a shot from there. An interesting choice. Not one I saw coming. So the person we would want to go up there is going to be our dodge specialist. He'll have a decent amount of climbing skill, and so he should be able to get up there and mess with that guy unless he blocked the deployment zone, which is kind of 50-50. Sometimes when the enemy parks on a deployment zone, sometimes it pushes them out of the way and lets you climb up, and then other times it'll say that the deployment area is blocked and you're just like screwed, and it gives them kind of a defensible position where they can mess with you from. Is there a window on the side of that house right there? I was going to say, let's make him regret that decision, shall we? Yeah, as long as we've got line of sight and he doesn't, we should be able to punish this decision that he's made. With a bow, I don't think he's going to have the range to... He might, actually. We'll find out. I'm going to leave him standing there for the next turn. And we'll see if with a bow he's able to actually hit him. I'll probably take my blunderbussier over to that side, not to be confused with a blunderbrazier. But we should be able to get rid of him pretty easily. The HP stacking is going to work in his favor. Like any other character right now that was like player run would be hurting, but it's okay. We should be able to get rid of him pretty rapidly. God, a gun with a barrel that big. Can you imagine the size of the musket ball that thing must fire? Good God, it's like tennis ball sized. Have some serious kick to it too. I'd be sort of terrified the thing was going to blow up in my hands. Everybody to a wall here. We don't want him taking freebie shots at anybody. Haven't decided what I want to do with Dougie, but I'll probably have him fall back behind a wall first unless he gets caught up in combat. My guess is that these guys should be... Oh, look at that. He's lined up. Is that the guy that I shot already? I think that's the guy I shot already. Yeah, they've got one of their melee guys running bows for right now. What's your climb chance from right there? 63. Oh, it worked. Guess who's come to visit? Me! See, I should have taken this wall. This was a much smarter decision, this wall right here. Don't know why I didn't. I don't know much, but I should have taken that wall. That's one thing that I do know. Anyways, let's get some people moving around and getting into combat here. I think we're going to have to abandon our previous position and just kind of like fight outside. Another Overwatch shot from over there. That's unfortunate. How many guys do they have? Their entire team? This might have been a mistake up here. Might have been a mistake. And now we've been miasma'd in a corrosive way. So that's pretty sweet. I think... Let me just get some people gathered around here. No, Web of Steel it up. I do like Web of Steel. Web of Steel is the shit.
A new round has started.
It's one of those abilities that's just so inherently useful that you kind of just want to have it. What's going on out here, gents? I don't have that guy down the road anymore. I kind of want to send somebody out here to try and grab this, because that's a lot of wordstone and I don't want to waste it. Can he get there? And more importantly, how many enemies are around? Too many enemies to be trusted. Not worth taking the risk and taking a bunch of wounds and all those other things that go wrong every time I try to overextend and I get excited about loot. So let's just chill for a minute. We'll loot dead bodies and hopefully we'll make up the difference that way. I don't like it when the enemy has like a big block of turns in the middle. I like it when I have a big block of turns in the middle. Makes me happy. Our shot chance is going to be way lower now that he's in melee, but my hope is that he can finish that fight pretty quickly within the next turn or two and then bail out on it. Looks like they brought predominantly archers, which is going to backfire. Did he just... Oh, wow. I didn't even know that that was like an open position. He's going to go in on Schwartzane dual wielding, actually. So that should leave us with kind of an interesting situation. Not totally sure what he's doing. He's going to fire an arrow into melee. Okay. That's not going to be something that I'm particularly worried about, because firing an arrow into melee like that from a lower position has a really, really low success chance. Like, I would not trust that to come through. However... Oh, we got aims over there, too? Oh. Well, I guess get started. It's Ulf Onacker. Okay. Keep shooting. Whatever we can accomplish on this side is better than doing nothing. I'll probably have our leader go out and fight him, maybe. I'll probably have Dougie go out and maybe run down that archer that's over there. See if maybe he can land a couple hits with that perp hammer. I'm going to have him add to that fight right there, because why not? 45 more damage done. It actually gives our melee guy a much better chance of killing him now, too. I think the crossbow... Did it cost 2 or 3 to fire? I can't recall. Sorry about that. Kitten was destroying something. He's just so... I don't know how to fix this with this kitten. He is just I always tell people he's the worst. He is the worst. He's tough. How do you only have a 52 from right there? Does he have some kind of cover or something? I'm gonna say there's gotta be a better shot than that here somewhere. There it is. Go ahead and let him have 52 damage. That's a shot right there. My kitten is constantly destroying things. He's just a force. I've tried everything. Tried every form of kitten punishment you can imagine to get it fixed, and he's just... He gets into these moods. He gets into these moods, and you know something's going to get broken once he's in one of those moods. It's just like, oh, God. This guy wants to fight over here. So I think I'm going to let them come to me. Does he not have Web of Steel yet? He needs Web of Steel. That's what he needs. If he had Web of Steel, he'd be in a much better situation right now. But once this fight convenes, we should be able to end it really, really quickly. It should be something that just like, quick sortie, we make them rout, and then we're out of here. Got Metzer on this side. Have no idea what to do with this kitten. He is just the worst behaved animal ever. Let's see here. I think we should not bait trouble on this side. Instead, I'll probably leave somebody just kind of to block this doorway. Most of my characters are competent enough at this point to where I feel like I can trust them to win a fight if they need to. I was hoping for an out of combat right there. It's unfortunate. You've also got an arrow. Actually, it's stuck in his armor. That's okay. I can deal with that. The question becomes, when do we use Dougie in order to get shit done here? Because I think there are obviously things that we can accomplish on this side. Oh, Dougie juking him. Those mad moves, dropping that shoulder. Got 63 right there. This hammer should be able to do an insane amount of damage on this one turn. Like, he should be wrecking everybody. I see no reason why it should not go that way. However, does he have an arrow stuck in him somewhere? Like, why is he wounded? Probably have my hero go in right here. Handle Ulf Onaker. Oh, counterattack. I forgot he gets counterattacks. I got surprised there for a second. I was like, why can I not attack another time? Is he getting 4 attacks or is he getting 3 attacks? I can't recall. Their guy has no armor on, so this purple hammer is really going to hurt. Oh, I'm getting 4 attacks now. Okay. That's what I like to see. And so down goes Ulf Onaker. His day is over. Got a shield, I think.
Objectives updated.
I'm going to try and go for the secondary objectives, just in case. Ooh, there's their ogre. Okay, stay inside the building for right now.
A new round has started.
I don't know where their leader is at. Onaker's down. That's Reinhard Eisenfaust. That's Morgrat. Is that the same name as my guy? What's my guy's name? Oh, Dougie. I was talking about his default name. I thought his was Morgrat too. I don't see their leaders, so we may have a little bit of trouble getting the bonus objective done, unfortunately. It is what it is. Alright, everybody out. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take over this position over here. I'm going to have my range guys jump down, and they're just going to pile into this area. I do think that our hero could totally take their ogre. I don't think their ogre would have a chance versus our hero. His parry rate is just too good. I mean, I guess an ogre does have like 12%. Or, I'm sorry, they do have like 13 points in strength, though, which means that they're bypassing 26 parry. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to send somebody around to handle him, too. Because he's got an exploitative position right now where he can hit us, but we can't hit him. Firing into combat, first round's away. It's okay, you're coming up next, pal. Don't worry about it. Like, I couldn't shoot him on the previous turn from right here. Yeah, so you see right there, for whatever reason, the game is being favorable to him and not allowing me to shoot right there. And it's not a range issue because I'll probably have him delay. And after that, we'll vacate this position. We'll try and get in over here. There's our hero. Got a dodge right there, although something weird happened. I think he tried to pull a vital strike or something. I'm not really sure. A little bit of an odd situation. I'll probably collapse on him then after Dougie gets done. Deal a little bit of damage to Mirandus von Morelison. Oh, he's not the guy. So who has the little thing that we need to pick up? Usually it's their heroes. Huh. So we need Edmund Chanels. Who can you shoot at? You can shoot at him. Yeah, go ahead and do it. Ooh, boom. Headshot. He's down. So we're going to jump down right here. So we're looking for Jeremias Friedman. They've got to have a whole bunch of heroes or something, maybe? I'm not really sure. Because the names aren't matching up. Usually the people you have to get the relics from are the hero, the impressive, and the leader. Or something along those lines. However, it looks like it's not going that way. He failed his fear test, which means that anything he should do right here should be very minimal. Should not be worrying at all. Go ahead and reload on this side. And then it's the job of all archers. Hey, he made the shot, and he stunned him. Hell yeah. All archers are moving towards this bridge right here. They're all going to climb up on top of it, and that's where we'll rejoin the sortie here. Alright, now that we got a hero in combat with their leader, this should be a lot less nasty. Should be able to get it done pretty quickly. Go parry stance right there. He should have to make an all-alone check now. On top of a fear check because I think he's inside of the ogre's sphere of influence too. Although on this turn we should be able to kill off a big, big chunk of their entire team. Ooh, somebody's shooting shots right now. Okay. He has nothing that I want. So my next order of business... Nope, that is not what I wanted you to do. Nope, not at all. Come on, buddy. I believe in you. Oh, man, that thing's happening where it's blocking the... This is another issue they really, really, really need to sort out. There we go. They do have it sorted out. I just didn't know about... For some reason, instead of like compiling them as two different actions, it does some weird stuff. Never mind. Don't worry about it. I'm wrong. The game's fine. And this is Eberhard Volker. We don't need him either. This should be pretty much solved over here. I like his hairstyle, by the way. Kind of cool. These guys have seen 0 combat so far. So I'm going to push him around this way. And we are going to charge this hero over here. Yeah, I have no idea where the guys are that we're supposed to be looting for these charms. I think the guys that... Unfortunately, the wordstone deposit's kind of in the way right there. I don't know. We'll have to sort it out. There's one down. And now we turn on the hero. Not in the way that you're thinking, though. We're not going to be that sexy today. And so there's a 62. God, with good equipment, you're impressive as just a wrecking ball, isn't he? He's just a destroyer. And there goes Mirandus von... Oh, man, we ran out of turns. Just at the wrong time. Just at the wrong time. So who shot at this guy? You did. Well, that wasn't very kind. We'll pick up this wordstone cluster if you don't mind. Looks like their ogre got stuck, I think. Which is perfectly fine by me. Chanels is the next guy we need. So apparently, I guess they put in some kind of scramble mechanic now? I don't know. Before it was always the heroes and the leaders that you got this stuff from. Now it appears as though you can get them from the normal characters too. I was hoping for a stun right there, but I'll take it.
A new round has started.
And down goes another hero. They are pretty close. I need to get this loot right here. Ugh. I'll get it later. It's okay. Let's go ahead and stack up on this little dude over here. Perfect. Apparently he gets a buff for getting stabbed. Like an X-Men power. You stab me, I get stronger than you ever imagined. Life is good. Yeah, I think their ogre's stuck. That would explain why we haven't seen their personal brand of Wrecking Ball just yet. My guess is that that archer over there is the other one that we need to kill. We got to get this archer and that archer if we wanted to get the trophies. Little disappointing, but... This combat took way longer than I expected. This combat took up some serious time. He's going to fail his chance. I think if I climb up right here, I should be able to go bug this guy on this side. And also, I guess, get a warpstone shard. Should be able to walk away with this one from, I don't know, 35 to 40 pounds of stone on us, which would be really, really nice. Overwatch from right there. You reload. The fight's not even around that area anymore, so I don't even care anymore. I just want to finish this one off. Alright. So as far as this guy is concerned, is this our other dude? Jeremiah's Nemu. No, it's not. Okay. Well, I don't know what to think then. I'm just confused all the way around. Let's just get to slaughtering and stabbing, shall we? Really, really happy with the way we're dealing damage nowadays. We'll probably do in the next episode, since this one's going a little bit long, we will more than likely... Oh, you get a counterattack? Get that counter. That's why parry's better than dodge. It'll allow you to counterattack, I think, if you have like 1 OP left or something like that, and there's like a skill that makes you regenerate OP every time you take a block or a parry or whatever. It's a really good stat. It just takes a lot longer to bloom than some of the other stuff. I'll probably spend a little bit of time here trying to gather this too. I'm trying to get us future-proof so that by the end of the next thing we'll have enough wordstone. I'm sorry, by the end of the next shipment request. What's going on right here, and why can't you step right there? There we go. I knew I could get him into combat. It was just a matter of finagling. Probably just keep all blades gravitating towards this individual for now. Dodge stance was not... So developers, if you could change it so that, like, I don't know if the developers watch this shit. But anyways, if you could change it so that it always picks the one that you have the highest chance to succeed at first, i.e., if you have a ton of dodge, it auto-selects dodge as the first thing. You know, it's just little ease of living things like that. They make my life easier. That should be it for the enemy. They should rout after this, I would hope. Another hunting rifle right there if you're interested.
Completed.
So who is Jeremiah's Freeman? Why do they have an ogre up on top of... Oh my god. So Jeremiah's Freeman, we've never even seen this guy. Where is he? He must be stuck in the backfield somewhere. Best guess anyways. Was hoping. Was hoping, but alas, I dream.
A new round has started.
And the route check should go favorably, I hope, getting us out of here in this rather long combat. That's the downside to this deployment, is that it takes a lot longer. Time flies when I play this game, too. Like, sometimes when I sit down at, like, there we go. We're out of here. Sometimes I'll sit down at like 4 in the afternoon and play a couple games, and all of a sudden it'll be 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, Jesus, I've only played like 3 battles. Good. Looks like we walked away with upwards of 60 pounds of wordstone, so
even better when you're getting paid for it.
That'll be nice. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Mordheim, City of the Damned. We'll probably give a storyline mission to go. Oh, really? He got a wound. That's unfortunate. All right. Well, we'll
Nice.
probably give a storyline mission a go pretty soon. I can't guarantee anything. Those storyline missions have the odd tendency to sometimes not go so well. So anyways, we'll see what we can do here. All right, everybody.